5. 5 times. That is the number of times that I've been to church throughout my 19 years of life. Growing up, I was never really the church type. I grew up playing soccer, and therefore that meant that my weeks and weekends would be filled with practices and games, and therefore I wasn't able to go to church on the weekends or go to Bible study classes throughout the week. I never really had time for it. I still really don't. My mom, on the other hand, she isn't like me. Today I'm going to talk about how I've seen Christ at work in my mom's life. I've seen Christ at work in how he managed her debt crisis and how that affected her appreciation and her overall behavior. I've seen Christ help my mom lower her debt and get through her financial crisis. Originally, my mom had no debt and she was financially stable and had really good credit. However, she made the mistake of leasing a car, and she asked for payments that were a lot larger than what she could manage. And after that came the debt and came the hardships, and this took a heavy toll on her mental health. However, she took the decision to go to church, and going to church strengthened her faith in God. Her faith in Him is what brought her out of the crisis, and she knew that if she had faith in Him, that God would be good to her, because God is great and He would get her out of that crisis. And so it was. She slowly over the years began to lower her debt, and now she has little to almost no debt, and she's right on the verge of overcoming it. And so because of this, she has become a lot more thankful. And I've seen it, and it's not to say that my mom wasn't thankful before. It's just that she took a lot of things for granted. So her financial status was one thing that she took for granted, the things that came with it, such as the ease of life, really. And so after the crisis, she grew to be a lot more thankful and appreciative of what she has and what she's been given. And she understood that God did this so that she would become a better person, so that she would be wiser. And that led to my mom being a lot more eager to go to church over time. And I would see her at night before she'd go to bed. She'd be praying to God, and she'd also be reading her Bible. And along with this, another thing that came along was her change of behavior. God was at work in making her happier, essentially. And I don't really know how to put this into different words, so this is all I could come up with, which was she started giving off positive energy. So my mom would be smiling a lot more. She'd be a lot more affectionate towards my sister and myself. She even adopted hobbies, one of which was baking, and she's never baked before, but she found that it was a passion that she enjoyed, and she's been doing that ever since. And it was her faith in God and Christ at work in her life that she was able to adopt these changes and become a better person overall. And while Christ may have not been for me, and I have not had experiences with Christ, I'm beyond thankful that Christ has been at work in the life of my mom, because I love my mom and I know that she deserves the best, and that she deserves to be happy. And it was, although God tested her faith, it was her faith in God that was solidified in the end. And because of this, she's been a lot healthier and a lot happier. And for that, I am thankful to God for that. Thank you.